Hello, students. Welcome back to our series that discusses the previous year questions of Sociology Optional. I am Praveen Kishore and I am jointly organizing the classes with IS Delhi Institute from Old Rajendra Nagar. It is available in both offline as well as online mode. Every student who is enrolling will get the hybrid access to both the means. Now, today we are going to discuss a paper one question, sociology optional, that came in 2025. That is, give an account of the recent trends of marriage in the Indian context. How are these different from traditional practices? The first thing is that the question belongs to first paper, but they have asked the question of second paper because second paper is about Indian society. So we should not be in any confusion that second paper question cannot come in first paper and first paper question cannot come in second paper. So here, since they are specifically asking Indian context, so you have to write in Indian context. To write this answer of this question, you have to understand first what is marriage. What is marriage? And with which institution it is intricately linked. Intricate link. Right? Now, if you look at intricate link, then it is linked with family. One cannot separate marriage from family. Then what is the difference between family and marriage? Marriage is a process. It's performance of rites and rituals so that two people, they come together and they raise either a new family or have the potential to raise a new family. For example, in India, we have joint family system, and when a person gets married, he becomes the member of the both the couple. They become the member of the joint family, right? So they are not creating a new family, but in future, with the demise of the head of the family, when joint family breaks, it breaks into different nuclear family. So this couple have the potential. These couple, they create a new family in times to come. So what we are doing here, we are talking about marriage as an institution and family as an association. When marriage happens, then a family is created. Marriage is a process. Marriage is a process. Right? This process is what? Performance of rites and rituals. Right? Two people or two family, they undergo through certain process, performance of rites and rituals, and then when it is over, when the rites and rituals are over, they are said to be married. Now, how can we decipher the trend of marriage, how traditional marriage was practiced, and what is the modus operandi of the contemporary marriages? This can be understood on the basis of these four criteria. Right? First is rites and rituals. Rites and rituals. Now, if you go back into traditional Indian society was a closed society. In the sense that a person belonging to a religion would marry to a person of his own faith. A person from a caste would marry a person from his or her caste. That is called caste endogamy. So what we can say here, religious endogamy, caste endogamy, even regional endogamy. People from south would marry people from south, people from north would marry people from north, etc., etc. So intercaste, interreligious and inter-region marriages were there, but they were very few. Now, the rites and rituals that were performed, it was performed according to the system of faith. For example, if a Hindu is getting married to a Hindu boy or girl, then in that situation, the rites and rituals are performed according to the Hindu faith. Secondly, if it is a Muslim, if it is a Christian, if it is a Sikh couple, then they would follow the rites and ritual prescribed specifically by that region for marriage. But when you say in the recent period, what you find that there has been growing incidences of interfaith, intercaste and inter-region marriages. Now today's is a globalized world. No society or state is closed. People from north migrate to south, people from south migrate to north. So there is a plural society, multi-plural society, multi-regional society, you can say. If you come to Delhi, if you go to Mumbai, if you go to Bangalore, you will find people from all regions. They come, they work there, and they marry with each other. Secondly, people of different faith, Hindu marries to Christian, Christian marries to Muslim, Muslim marries to Hindu, and so on. So people belonging to different religions, they marry with each other. First thing is what? Earlier in traditional practices, the rites and rituals of the caste of the religion was performed to complete the process of marriage. But today what you find, in the mid time you can say, it did not happen completely. A few decades back, when interfaith marriages occurred, the rites and rituals that were performed were mainly of the system of faith of the groom. So the groom who belonged to a particular religion, the marriage followed the rites and rituals of that. In many cases, civil marriage took place they registered their marriage in the registrar office of marriage. But today, if you see in recent trend, if interfaith marriages are taking place, couples, they are performing the rites and rituals of both the religion, one after the other. So there is an idea that the faith of both the person should be respected, right? You can say we are moving towards secular society, so that is taking place as far as rites and rituals are concerned. Then we talk about mate selection, right? First question is, who selects, right? If you look at the traditional Indian society, the marriage was not between two individuals. The marriage was between two families. The individuals were a means of establishing relationship with other family, right? So it was a marriage between the families, and in that situation, the senior members of the family, they used to select the bride and grooms. That is also known as arranged marriage. Means the traditional Indian society is characterized by arranged marriage, right? Where the couples are selected by the senior members of the family, basically the parents. In fact, wishes of the couple, the bride and groom, would be bride and groom, did not matter at all, right? But today, what you find that the role of family has declined, and the choice of the marrying couple matters more, right? This is generally called as love marriage. So, in a way, what we are saying, the marriage that is taking place today is not a kind of arranged marriage, rather, it is a kind of love marriage. Here, love must not be taken as only emotional connect. Love, personal choice. Personal choice. That is bride and groom. They themselves select each other, right? Definitely, in majority of the cases, the consent of the family is taken. So it is a kind of synthesis of familial approval along with the personal choice, right? So this is one, arranged marriage versus love marriage, and this is taking place. Now, if you talk about in traditional method, how these marrying couples were selected, mainly through acquaintances, right? Generally, the known person, the relatives who were the common member of two families, they were bringing the proposal, right, towards either groom's family or bride's family, and they acted as mediator. They acted as mediator, right? But when you look at this, who selects and the modern means, then what you find at present, the young boy and girl, they seek to assess the compatibility of each other, right? So that's why there is a development of dating culture before marriage. Long back in the generation of my parents and grandparents, the husband would not see the wife before marriage, and the wife would not see the husband before marriage. Means there was complete strangeness between the two. They only come to know each other after marriage. But today, what is happening? That even if the marriage is fixed by the family, the marrying couple date each other for a certain period to check the compatibility of each other, right? And that's what it is called dating culture, right? Now, what are the means that are used to select the mates? Today, if you look at, yes, acquaintances, the common friends, etc., they definitely play a very important role. But today, matrimonial websites, apps, and columns, there are matrimonial pages in the newspapers, they perform a very important role in the selection of mates, right? Second is who are selected. There is certain change, and this change can be understood that earlier marriage was strictly heterosexual in nature. That is, person of opposite sex, they used to come, they used to marry with each other. persons of the same sex were not allowed to marry. Means homosexual marriages were illegal, right? In fact, homosexuality was described as a disease, as a psychological disorder, as an outcome or consequence of poor socialization, and it was even declared as crime by the governments. Even today in India, homosexual marriage is not legalized. To certain extent, it has been decriminalized, but it has not been legalized. So today what happens? The marriage takes place between people of same sex. There are many countries in the Western world who have already legalized this. Starting from Denmark in 1980, today even France has legalized. So more than 40 countries have legalized same-sex marriage. This has happened because of liberalization, growth of tolerance, and acceptance of multiculturalism in society. The last one is, what is the value of marriage? Right? If you look at traditional Indian society, marriage means approval of sexual relationship, social approval or legitimacy of child. So a person could have sexual relationship only after marriage. And children born out of this union were considered as legitimate. Right? Definitely, in the Hindus, marriage has always been sacred, and there was never a concept of divorce. In Christianity, in Islam, and in Christianity, marriage is contract. Right? But today, what we are finding, that the value of marriage is decreasing. Even among Hindus, the Hindu Marriage Act, it provides the right to get divorce from each other. That means it is undermining the value of the marriage. People do not treat marriage as sacred. Secondly, premarital sexual relationship is not uncommon. In fact, in Western society, it is common. As far as Indian society is concerned, it's still in rural areas, premarital sexual relationship suffers stigma. But in urban and particularly in metropolitan cities, this has turned to be very common. Right? So marriage as an institution of social approval of sexual cohabitation is losing its significance. Right? And what is happening? Premarital sexual relationship is taking place. Right? In certain cases, even children are born out of wedlock. So marriage as an institution of social approval of sexual cohabitation and legitimacy of child is on decline. Right? And here you will see a very important statement by Colombian singer Shakira. I hope all of you must have heard or listened the song Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. And Shakira has once stated, if there is love between two persons, there is no meaning of marriage. And if there is no love between two persons, there is no use of marriage. So this is the trend of marriage. West has advanced. We are also following the West. Definitely, a number of cultural prescriptions of the Indian society is still adhered to, but there are certain changes. Earlier, polygyny and polyandry was rare, polygyny was more, but that has also been restricted. It has been, among the Hindus, it is illegal. Among the Muslims, it still exists, but there is demand to bring UCC and prevent polygyny among Muslims also, but it is yet to come. But in most of the cases, theoretically speaking, in principle, monogamy is the practice today. Thank you. And let me tell you that these detailed answers here I have explained you in the bullet form, point wise form. We have a model answer exactly the way it is to be written in the exam, right? But for that, what you have to do, you have to join the Telegram channel of Nice IS, where you will get all these answers in detail, right? You will also get the study material of sociology optional on this Nice IS Telegram channel. Let me repeat that right now Nice IS is working jointly with IS Delhi Institute in Old Rajendra Nagar, Delhi. And we are providing the classes from in both mode, offline as well as online mode. And the batches are going to start from 1st June. Thank you.